From the team at the Cove to sexual health and eating disorders, school nurses and early intervention teams and much more. So much hard work goes on in the Children and Young People's Network, but new ways of using lived experience to help educate young people in schools and at the Cove are being used. Nurse Sam Tyra delivers change talks to teenagers.
My Instagram never used to be how I really was. I used to post that I was happy. I used to post that my life was perfect, but actually behind the screen was a guy that didn't care if he died. This session is really my lived experience story, so I'll share with them the things I'd been through, and then I'll go on to sort of different topics of mental health, so I'll touch on depression, anxiety. I'm going to be talking about self-harm, why the young people do it, and then social media and drugs.
I used to be in inpatient CAMS, and I joined a participation group called The Crew, and through that we just helped at the Cove, but I ended up getting a job here to help. It's like a weekly meeting with the young people here, and it's just to see how they're doing and just to give back, I think, and just to help and just use my experience to sort of help improve the service for the young people here. I feel like I understand how they feel, and I can understand what they mean when they say certain things, and I know what it's like as well to feel that way.
Having Emma as part of the team now can inspire the young people because they're living the experience of Emma 4 or 5 years ago. You know, to see that journey and see that actually there is hope and there is optimism for the future I think it's really, really important, and I guess that's why, you know, we've got the expert by experience post, you know, just to create that sense of optimism for the young people right now. Really, really proud of the team that have all contributed to Emma's journey, and I guess very proud certainly as a key worker, with Emma sat next to me right now to think about some of the challenges and difficulties we went through, and to see you come back as an adult and in your own right as a colleague now, as an equal is really, really empowering. This part of the building is the education corridor. We have a full education offer on site provided by our wonderful education team. As you can appreciate, it's very, very difficult providing an education offer for the varying degrees of age range that we've got from 13 up to 18, but they work closely with the individuals, work closely with the mainstream schools to make sure that an individual timetable meets the needs of that young person. As you come through, I'll show you the basic layout of the classrooms. As you can see, it's currently being commandeered as a scrubs room due to COVID, but this essentially is the basic layout of the classrooms during term time. Obviously we're in summer holidays at the moment, but the teachers are back in the next couple of weeks.
I just wanted to say I have actually only been working with the Children and Young People's Network for about 3 weeks, so I'm definitely the new girl. And I've been running around via Attend Anywhere and via Teams over the last 3 weeks getting to know these services. And I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes saying how impressed I am with the way that right across the board, whether physical health or mental health services for children, they have adapted and changed the way that they've worked. They've used Attend Anywhere. We've seen new things happen in our inpatient unit, offering safe space beds. We've seen therapy delivered through digital platforms and using both telephone and computer systems to help us stay connected with the young people and the children on the caseloads. And we've just seen a real can-do attitude amongst our teams. They've carried on working on driving down waiting lists and making sure that they are delivering the therapy and the interventions that are needed.
Hi, my name's Jane and I work for Children's Therapies. The next time you see someone from Children's Therapies, we may be dressed a little bit like this. It's nothing to worry about. We're dressed like this to help keep everybody safe. If you've got any questions that you want to ask us next time you see us about what we're wearing and why, feel free, we'll be happy to answer. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Dialectical behaviour therapy is a CBT approach, but with a twist. So what we have with it is it also has as its engine that drives the whole of the model. It's based on Buddhist Zen principles and on the principle of a dialectic. So the dialectic being acceptance versus change. So within DBT, we train them in mindfulness, and we also have as a constant this movement between accepting where we are, in order for us to be able to change and make our situation better. It has been a challenge shifting to a digital platform, especially when the programme, both dialectical behaviour therapy and structured clinical management, is so new. So it has really required a real shift by all the practitioners and a real willingness to be creative in being able to deliver that. Some young people are brilliant, they love it, they're fine with the digital platform. Others really struggle with seeing themselves on camera, especially young people where they may have an associated eating disorder, they really don't want to see themselves. So we've had to think creatively as to how we both know they're in the group, because we want to know they are who they say they are, and we also want to know that they are attending and not on their phone whilst they're in the group and when we need them to do what we want them to do. One of the skills within DBT is called an ice dive, and that's a skill, a real crisis skill that we need them to use at a time of crisis that will regulate them very, very quickly, almost as effectively as self-harm. An ice dive is where we get them to plunge their face into a bucket of ice water and do a particular kind of breathing whilst they do that. So what we do is we give them the heads up that this is the skill we're going to teach them. We give them variations of that skill. So it might be that they can't get ice water, but they can get ice packs, they can get bags of peas, and we ask them to bring that to the session. We show them how to do it, and then we get them to do it.
I'm Dr Tessa Malone. I'm the consultant and the clinical lead for the Blackburn with Darwin Integrated Sexual Health Service. In this short video, we're going to tell you a little bit about our service and also going to take you on a virtual tour of our department.
This is Christina, who's one of our nurses. Do you want to wave, Christina?
Hello. Yeah, this is a sexual health clinic. We're a very friendly team. We're here because we're on your side to make things better. All our team like to make a difference. We all have our own wonderful sense of humour that hopefully, if you need our service, you'll find us welcoming and kind.
Okay, so I'm taking you through to our clean utility room where we have storage of all the equipment that we need. It's always kept very tidy by our healthcare assistants. This is Tanuja, who's going to tell us what's on the shelves. What's on the shelves, Tanuja?
Well, we have got all sort of things what we need. PPE things, bloods, speculum, swabs, everything we have got it in this cupboard. We have got condoms. Everything we locked up. We have got the coils as well. Everything has been stored.
This is Zoe, who's our psychosexual counsellor.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I run the psychosexual clinic here at Barbara Castle Way and at Darwin Health Centre. I work part-time. I see numerous clients from premature ejaculation to vaginismus. I have a student who works for me. I'm very passionate about what I do and I love my job.
The feedback that we've had from the video therapy has been really positive. So some of our young people have really preferred working sort of through iPads or laptops or even phones, like we were doing WhatsApp video at some points when we didn't have sort of attend anywhere, and it's made it more accessible for them actually, and some people have had perhaps braver and more courageous conversations than they might have felt able to have in sort of a clinic type setting. So we had a really positive peer review from the QNCC, which is the Quality Network for Community CAMS, last October, where a whole panel of people working nationally came in and talked to our families, talked to local other professionals that we work with, and we got some really, really good feedback about, I guess, the quality of the service that we offer and how parents feel that we're involved for an appropriate and good length of time to see somebody through their entire period of recovery.
To all our 650 staff in the network, can I say an absolutely massive thank you. We knew that the job was demanding before COVID came along. You're all very busy, you're all very committed and all going the extra mile. But as we know, the last 6 months have been an enormous challenge, both professionally for you, but also personally, in terms of the lockdown, how this has affected your relatives, loved ones, friends, etc. So it's fair to say that you've absolutely, all of you, gone the extra mile and pulled out all the stops to deliver these services which are vital under extremely difficult circumstances. So it's a heartfelt thanks from me and all of the senior management team to each and every one of you. Thank you very much indeed.